Dominate your thoughts. As a man, you need to dominate your thoughts. A man has to be domineering, right? You have to dominate your thoughts. And that's today's topic, right? Dominate your thoughts. Yeah, man. As you heard the topic, it's your boy Alfred, and as you heard the topic right now, it's all about dominating your thoughts. Why did I choose this topic about dominating your thoughts? And that's because as a man, what happens is that if we do not dominate our thoughts, dominating our world, dominating our environment, right? The world that we're creating, basically. If we do not do that, or we do not take the time to actually do that, right? What would happen is that other forces, right? Whatever it is, right? It could be other people, right? It could be institutions out there, right? It could be even the government, whatever. It could be religion, right? Those things will dominate our thoughts. And trust me, right? As a man, you do not want to be dominated, right? You do not want your thoughts especially to be dominated, right? Because once your thoughts are dominated by others, basically, right, it becomes easy for those people to control you. Those people easily control you, whether it's people, whether it's an institution, because they know exactly how you think, they know exactly how you move, because they've already dominated you, they dominate you. So if you're not going to dominate your thoughts, right, then you're setting out yourself to actually be someone who is not in charge of his world. You're not in charge of your environment, of your dominance, of your manhood. And as we know in here, we speak mostly about our manhood, our masculinity, and our masculine powers, right? Bringing back that masculinity that we had back then, right? But it's all about dominating your thoughts. And how do we go about dominating our thoughts? First of all, we have to know what are the things that we want from life, right? How will we navigate life, and what are the things that will help us go through life? The skills especially, the way we handle ourselves, the principles. That's why I always say men have to have principles, because without those principles, right, that you have in you, that you have inherited from a masculine influence, right? Anyone could be a father, could be a grandfather, could be an uncle, a brother, or just a friend, a coach, a teacher, anyone who has influenced you to bring that masculinity in you, right? If you have that influence, it's a superpower. I always say that your masculinity is a superpower. Now, if you're not going to use that, right, and cultivate it, right, so that you're able to dominate whatever you endeavor into, you have to be able to dominate it, right, so that you are better positioned to have a say in your life. That's the whole point. It doesn't matter if you do not have money. That's why principles help here, right? You may not have money, you may not be situated, right? Your things may not be right, but because you have your dominance in you, right? You have that those principles. Those principles will guide you to know that what is right, what is wrong, in spite of not having certain things in life, right? Especially while you're still working on those things. And it's very important. This is why I say self-development cannot be beaten. Improvement, you can never escape it. Because if you're not going to be perpetually actually improving yourself, right, then guess what? You'll be dominated, right? So here comes the principles that you have to have, right? You have to have those tenets, right? You have to have those goals. Or going back to those goals, you have to go back to having all those, the purpose basically, right? Then that's when you start dominating them. Once you've laid out what you want, right, how you want to be perceived, right, then you can lay out the basics and start working on those things, right, dominating each. That's why a man has to win. You wake up, in fact, each time you wake up, it's a war, sort of. You're going to war. Other men want the shares, whatever you want, right? They want the lion's share, right? It's like a jungle out there, right? You have to be able to survive, and it means that if you have to survive, you have to be able to dominate, right? You dominate your world, you dominate whoever's trying to take your share of whatever you're looking for, right? Or what you're seeking, or what you're working for, right? People with that, they're hyenas. I call them hyenas, right? Or crows. Crows will be there, right? They want a nimble of what you're looking for, or what you're working for. Hyenas are always lurking around, checking out what are you building, so that they can also have those things, right? But if you're a dominant man, right, guess what? They're gonna fear you. They're gonna be like, they're not gonna mess with you. Why? Because you're dominating your world. If they want to get what you are working for, then they'll have to fight for it. They'll have to fight you for it. And because you're a dominant man, or you're dominating your world, it's gonna be tough for you. Do not make it easy. That's what I'm saying. Do not make things easy for other people to do to do things that will set you back, right? Because there's some really fucked up individuals out there who are willing to do anything but work on themselves, right? They won't do any of improving themselves. They're just waiting for those who go out, right? Like I said, hyenas. They wait for the lions to hunt, and then they come and try and snatch that prey. But when you're dominant, when you're the man, right, you don't give a fuck who's coming for it, right? They'll have to put in on a fight, right? Don't make it easy, that's what I'm saying. But the only way you're going to do this and be successful at this is if you're dominating yourself as a man, right? We're a man, we dominate our world, right? Put those goals, each goal that you want to accomplish, each and every day, each and every week, monthly goals, whatever. Take the time to learn, get those skills, then dominate those skills, right? Don't just wait around and think that people will come and give you what you want. I always say this, right? People do get lucky. I myself sometimes get lucky. You do get a pass here and there, no doubt about that, right? But that's because I put in the work. I always put in the work. I make sure that I show up. If it's in my workout, I don't go to the gym, right? But I make sure that I work out in my house. I dominate that, right? In my apartment, rather, right? I dominate that, right? I have some equipment, right? My dumbbells, right? My bands, right? Stretch bands, right? My kettlebell, right? Skipping rope, right? I have my pull-up bar, right? My dip bar, right? All that is enough for me to work out, right? Then what I do, I make sure I get up, whether it's in the morning or even in the evening before I sleep, and I dominate that shit, right? I have my laptop, right? I make sure that I do my weekly activities, right? Within my productivity stuff, right? Make sure that I dominate. I record these videos, right? I make sure that I dominate these videos. It's not always going to be smooth sailing, right? Listen, we all have to start somewhere. Every motherfucking man has to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. So not everything's going to be smooth. Some of my videos are shitty, but some of them are good, right? Why? Because I show up. The more I show up, the more dominant I become. So as a man, you have to be dominant. Dominate your mind, right? Dominate your body, right? Dominate your body, making sure that it's top notch. You have to create that body that you want, right? How? By working out. That's how you dominate. You're going to create a skill, right? You want to have a skill. As a man, you have to have a skill. No matter what it is, it does not matter. If it's a hobby that can be created as a skill, then probably it can bring you money, right? get you situated, work on it. It's not going to be easy because right now, a lot of people are doing stuff. So yeah, it's a competition, right? It's basically, we're basically competing, right? However, that competition starts with you. It starts with you. You are the one who, first of all, have to compete with yourself, right? We're basically competing for resources. We're competing at times for women, right? We're competing at times for places, higher places, right? You want a better job, right? We're competing for the best, whatever it is we want, right? But those who are dominant, those who are working on themselves, are the ones who are top notch, who are the ones who are gonna get what they want, right? Because they decide to be dominant. Another thing about another advantage about being dominant and dominating your own mental agility, right? You have the ability to navigate through what is trying to dominate you. Listen, man, I'm not going to lie. There are forces out there that are always trying to dominate us, right? Whole lot of things. Each man knows, or you have to find out what is the thing that is trying to put you down. You have to find out, right? Sometimes I get emails, a few men out there telling me that, young men basically, telling me that their moms are controlling them, or their moms are too controlling, or their girlfriends are too controlling, right? I tell them, listen, your moms or your girlfriend or whatever is just trying to dominate you. That's it. The reason they're trying to dominate you is because you're not dominating your life. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. The moment you start working on yourself, improving yourself, and then dominating the day, right? Dominating your goals, right? That's when you're going to get respect from your girl, right? And your mom. Your mom is still going to be your mom. You're still going to be your mom's kid, right? However, if you want her to see you as an adult, because parents are parents, parents always see their children as kids. But if you want to see if you want your mom to see you as an adult, you have to be dominant. Even in fact, you're supposed to dominate your mom. Don't allow your mom to dominate you, right? Now, dominating does not mean disrespect. Let's get things right, because I know there's some people out there, some men out there who get things twisted. Just because you're dominant does not mean you're disrespectful. Totally different. In fact, dominance means that you do not agree to people disrespecting you. That's the first thing, right? As a man, you have your dignity, you have your identity, right? You have your principles. So if people do not respect that, right, it means that they want you to get rid of those principles. They want you to get rid of your dignity, right? So the only thing, you have the choice. Are you going to get rid of your principles, right? Are you going to get rid of your dignity, right? And are you going to allow people to dominate you? That's your call. It's your call. No one else is going to choose for you. Why? Because the world is watching you and checking you out. What kind of man are you? Can you easily be dominated? You move away from your principles, your pillars, whatever you have that makes you manly. So that was my message for today, right? About dominance. I think I'm going to talk more on this, right? Because dominating your world is very important. If you do not dominate our world, it means somebody else or some other entity out there will try to dominate you, right? That's exactly why at times you find some other people, right? They have that capability of doing things. They have a very high IQ, right? But because they allow things to dominate them, they can't go far. Can't really go far or do much if you allow entities, institutions, or whatever, even man, your own parents, or whoever, to dominate you. It's tough. But Dominance in itself, and this is a topic for another day, is tough cultivating that, because it's all in the mental, right? So you have to dominate your mental, then you have to go ahead and dominate other stuff, right? The goals, like I said. So it's been your boy Alfred. Till next time, check out my Twitter, check out my Instagram and my website. I write a whole lot of knowledge in there, and if you are into knowledge, check all of those social media, and also my podcast that bears my name. And till next time, peace.